It's a Sunday afternoon on the road to the Final Four today from Hinkle Fieldhouse. We've got West Regional semifinal action. The number 5 seed, Creighton, taking on the 1 seed, Gonzaga. Winner advances to the Elite Eight and will await the survivor of the All Pac-12 matchup coming up tonight, USC and Oregon. Hi, everybody. I am Eagle along with Jim Spinarkle. Jamie Erdahl joins us as well. Wouldn't officially be March without a Spinarkle sighting, so great to be with you. They are the prohibitive favorite, Jimmy. They are the best offense in college basketball, and they are going to be one serious challenge to go out and beat. Gonzaga is playing at a ridiculously high level.
Yeah, they are very high-powered when it comes to the offensive side of the floor, and what the other part of it is that they're very balanced, and they can beat you in so many different ways, whether it's Kispert shooting the ball from long range. Keep in mind, he'll drive it also. Timmy is another guy. Down low, he'll post up, watch for his slashes in the lane. Suggs is a nemesis. He just goes crazy at both ends of the floor. He makes things really happen at both ends for them. On the other side, though, it's Marcus Zegarowski. He is the guy they really rely on for leadership and their toughness. You look at the numbers over the last 6 games, he's playing very, very well in terms of shooting the ball, but also leading them. So interesting point to make sure he plays well at the point guard position.
Creighton all-time is 0-8 in round of 32 games. They are looking to move into uncharted territory. Greg McDermott has done a terrific job with this program now in his 11th season. And the starting lineups, the experience. Zegarowski and then seniors Balak, Mahoney, Jefferson, Bishop has played exceptionally well in this tournament. And Gonzaga, they're stacked. Everywhere you look, Mark Few has got a major weapon, and any one of those players can go off at any time.
That's a great point to start things off, Ian, because we just mentioned 3 guys who could play. Don't forget about that supporting cast of 2 others.
Doug Sermons, Marquise Pettigrew, Michael Greenstein, our officiating crew, are underway here in Indy. Creighton out of the Big East controls the tip, trying to take down the overall number 1 seed, Gonzaga.
Some things to look for, the shooting right there.
Balak off the mark.
And also watch for Bishop. I think he's going to be key at both ends of the floor early on. Make sure he doesn't pick up fouls against Timmy in the post.
Ayayi has shot it well in this tournament. Jump shot goes down, and it's Nembhard with a 3.
And I know it's the first series, Ian, but they just look comfortable the entire tournament, the entire season. It's hard to rattle this team. They just keep coming at you. As we've touched on already, it's the balance that makes them so difficult to defend. 6 consecutive Sweet 16 appearances, looking for their first national championship. Jumper doesn't go for Denzel Mahoney. Nembhard is out quickly. Ayayi missed it from 3-point territory. You notice there were 3 Creighton players around the glass. Defensively, they all have to rebound. Gonzaga not that great of an offensive rebounding team, but keep them off.
Jefferson, the follow off the miss. He's been really aggressive here in Indianapolis. But off the made basket, foul called. Suggs going to the rim.
Well, staying on the play, they have to complete it. Good work here to keep that left foot down. Slides with the right, but stays right on top of it. Good reaction. Very difficult to block a guy out after you've defended him so tight. It really becomes a jumping contest early on.
Jalen Suggs, major talent, creative, quick, vision. He's a facilitator. I think you get the drift. He can do a little bit of everything for Gonzaga.
No, he's not bad. He's not bad at all. And,
good assessment, Jim.
Here, you know, and early on in this season, too, I'm assessing it quickly. But, you know, it's interesting. Right from the get-go this year, Suggs was an impact in the first 5 games that he played in, as they come with a 1-2-2 look right here, just to take a little time off the clock, maybe get Creighton to shoot the ball quicker.
Nice look.
Left to Bishop.
Bishop couldn't finish it. Knocked out of bounds, last touched by Gonzaga.
And Gonzaga only blocks just under 3 shots per game. So I think that's one of the things that Creighton maybe can test the water. Watch for Bishop with some slip cuts to the basket and maybe a drive or 2 from the perimeter players who could all put it on the floor pretty much for Creighton.
Creighton got that win over Ohio to advance to the Sweet 16. Last time they were there, 1974, before it was officially known as the Sweet 16. Knocked away by Kispert. Well, a lob that had been working very well for Creighton in previous games. The slip to the rim, and it's Drew Timmy with the easy deuce.
And generally, they get back pretty quickly, Creighton, to the middle of the floor.
Zegarowski challenging Timmy the big.
He's not going to get much there.
Ballock, shooting slump continues.
Yeah, that's the shot he can make. He's got the quick rhythm. Another fast break up.
Easy. The slam for Nembhard. Timeout Creighton early.
Yeah, and one of the things that Creighton does well is they set their offense up for Greg McDermott, but here they're basically getting fooled and going down the other end. They're not getting back defensively. Here's Timmy just finishing it up, and then all of a sudden the same thing, finishing it off with the drive to the basket again.
Creighton 1 of 6 to open up in a 9-2 hole early. Let's bring in the third member of our crew. It's Jamie Erdahl.
And it's been 30 days since any member of the Creighton men's basketball program has been able to sleep in their own beds. Any other season, that's an arduous task for teams used to 3 to 4 day road trips. But Greg McDermott made a decision earlier this season that once the team left for a road trip on February 25th, that was it. They were staying in hotels. 6 hotels, 5 cities, and some thrills and chills on the court. But he said the mentally toughest team will last the longest, and Creighton's still dancing.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Jamie. Obviously, every team's going through this stuff. Big finish. Christian Bishop fills the lane.
Good work in the offensive glass to track that ball down. You know, one of the things Greg McDermott really is good at, same with Mark Few, is after timeouts, they generally get a good shot off because they're disciplined in running their sets.
They give Ayayi some space there. Kispert. Swing it. Now it's Timmy getting a touch. Kick. Ayayi. Got a 3.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're thinking about double teaming Timmy, that wide open shot. When you have a guy who can put it away at 40% there, Ayayi is just too good to worry about things in terms of being, and will challenge you also off the dribble.
An improvement from his jump shot last year. This year he moves so well without the ball, so you have to respect him from all angles.
Challenge right here. You got to go challenge. There you go.
Bishop does, and he banks it in.
Yeah, from a shot blocking standpoint, every time you get it down low, I sort of throw my body into the defenders down there because they're not leapers in terms of blocking shots.
Ayayi feeling it. Another 3.
So it's a good thing we mentioned the supporting cast of the big 3 that we spoke about at the Open, because they do have 2 guys who can really play and light it up that are not the big 3.
Kick it out, extra feed. Zegarowski, book it. It's a triple.
A little bit of balance for Creighton just then. They pride themselves on both sides of the floor. They get it done, but they have to come up with a stop early on here just to get their defensive confidence in. Little switches out front on most things. Now let's see if they decide to double team after that shot from the outside.
To the post. Timmy, there is the double. Out of bounds, so Gonzaga will retain it as Ballock came over to help.
So we've spoken already about how they really attack. It's the outside shot, nice little stroke from deep. And look at Bishop. Drive it, push it, make it happen.
Scan this code right now to watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. Tournament summary, Elite again. Last Elite 8 appearance, Oregon State have to go back to 82, Baylor 2012, Arkansas 95, Houston 1984. We knew that this tournament would bring some unique circumstances, and we've seen a blend of teams that we expected to be a part of it and some surprises. Ayayi missed it, rebound, and the follow goes for Kispert.
Yeah, it looked like Jefferson couldn't get both hands on the ball. A little bit of a tip. And that's really understanding an out-of-bounds play just then, is knowing where the shot is going to come from. And it allows you balance defensively, but also offensive glass opportunities.
Take the handoff. Now Zegarowski gets a touch, lines it up. And he cans it. A 3-ball for Zegarowski.
Nice recognition against the 6'10" Timmy just then, who can't come out and defend all the way to the perimeter. Zegarowski with a good decision.
Creighton has picked it up offensively. Gonzaga is 6 of 8 from the field.
That's the Jefferson-Suggs matchup. That's a good one. Here's another good matchup with Mahoney and Kispert.
Nembhard, the former Florida standout. That jump shot is pure.
Boy, giving them 2 point guards on the floor, a guy who can score also with just under 9 points a game. Very effective with his experience in terms of not turning the ball over also.
Working around the perimeter, Jefferson after a 1 of 7 start. Creighton has made its last 4. Jefferson hangs. Rebounded and cleared by Kispert.
Just the way they run the floor, one down the middle. There's Kispert down low.
Suggs trying to bounce it.
Yeah, he went to the opposite side, though. Kispert was leaning towards the defender. The ball went to the opposite side.
Off the hand of Timmy. Attack mode. It doesn't go, but Bishop is headed to the line. It was 5-on-4 for Creighton. Now it's time for Power Behind the Numbers, presented by Powerade. Corey Kispert. Jimmy, we are talking about rarefied air. 54% from the field, 46% from three, 90% at the free throw line. So that 50, 40, 90.
Yep.
That is not an easy place to get to. Kispert has been there throughout the season.
Yeah, and there's a guy in Kispert who really, from his freshman year all the way through, has just gotten better and better, has worked hard. And the other part of it is they think of him as a scorer, which he is, you know, with his scoring ability. At basically 19 a game, Ian, he's done everything else for this team in terms of unselfish play, distributing the ball.
Anton Watson checks in. He replaces Kispert. And Sharif Mitchell in for Creighton.
Little zone action right now, flattened out a bit.
Timmy on a handoff for Suggs.
In the front, they're playing a triangle in two right now.
And the tip in for Timmy.
And that's why they're allowed offensive glass opportunities. A triangle two is basically picking two guys on the floor, playing them man-to-man, and the other three guys play what's called a little bit of a zone.
Balog gets to the rim for the deuce.
Nice work with the right hand, too. The ability to switch it up. A lefty using his offhand, his weak hand. It did not look like a weak hand on that drive.
Better flow here for Creighton. And Gonzaga just going about its business. In and out for Timmy. And a foul called underneath.
It might be going the other way, though.
It is.
Yep. Could very well have been Watson underneath there, too, pushing him.
It's actually going to be on Watson, yes, the sophomore. So good defense there from Bishop just to stay upright. And the shove on Anton Watson gives Creighton the ball, down by 8. Jefferson sizing up Watson. Jefferson on the take, and the make off the window.
Boy, that was a strong one off the bounce. I'm going to name Jason Richardson.
Sure.
Just it reminds me a little bit of him, the way he attacks, the way he does things. Here's that pick and roll action in the slice. Good defensive effort by Zagorowski.
Timmy, no, too strong. Zagorowski the board.
They will run with opportunities, but nice balance again by Gonzaga.
Mitchell, swing. Jefferson, discard, offensive foul. The senior from East Chicago, Indiana.
So Jefferson, does he put the shoulder down? That left shoulder leads just a little bit. You can be moving as a defensive player. But here comes Jefferson. Watch that floater. Goes right over the top of Timmy. Once again, a good decision because they're not blocking, and they do not block many shots.
So they rotate Mahoney back in. Jefferson will take a seat. This Creighton team led the Big East in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense this season. Nembhard tried. And Kalkbrenner is now in for Creighton.
Yeah, that may have hit him in like the leg just then for deflection.
Good feel. Zagorowski gets into the paint and scores.
I love what Greg McDermott said about him when we spoke to him. He just keeps coming at you. He's a leader, and he hates to lose.
He said he was too hard on himself freshman year. They had to show him on tape that his body language was not helping him. After one negative play, he would carry it over for 2 or 3 plays after the fact.
I work with guys like that once in a while.
I know. I don't want to name them, but Ayayi feeling it from the outside. It's a 3.
He's such a wild card for this team. First team all-conference performer.
Bella to the outside.
Mitchell's important for Creighton, too, coming off the bench. Good work here.
Nice angles. Mahoney goes to the left hand for 2.
From the angle we're sitting at half court, you could see Mahoney tuck that right shoulder around the defender, and as soon as that happened, you could tell he's got the right of way, and he's going to make something happen with his drive.
Nembhard trying to get them into a set here with Timmy.
Big 7-footer in there.
And it's Timmy time. Yep.
sprinter. Just didn't get off the floor in time to make himself a presence.
Creighton has made 8 of its last 9 shots. Into the trusted hands of Zegarowski.
He's good with that pick and roll, too. Now they got the big guy on him.
Off the jab, no look. Baseline delivery. Mahoney, nylon.
Yeah, and that's all Zegarowski, too, Ian, with his patience as a leader. Really understands the tempo they want to set. Nice high screen. He waits. It develops. The screener goes. There's nothing there. And here's another breakaway for him.
He gives it up. Zegarowski can't finish with a left hand. And a foul called on Nembhard. Creighton has shown a fire in this first half.
So here's the drive. He tries to get a little body action, but misses the shot. They end up getting a foul at it over the top, but this kid's a competitor.
With a bang.
There is no better game day meal than a cherry vanilla Coke and a biggie bag from Wendy's.
All right, let me put you in the mindset of a guard right here. So watch this play as it develops. He comes across, and now you almost have to slow it down. He's looking in the middle of the floor, right? Because that was where the pick and roll was. So he has to make a decision, and he skip passes it because he goes to a slower tempo. Now, Zegarowski could go by people with his speed, but it's so important to kind of slow down, analyze what's going on, and then pick the right spot for the good shot.
His ability to control pace has been such a key for Creighton this season. The tough part is you're going against Gonzaga.
Yeah.
They control the pace.
Nembhard is playing him now at 6'5". He's long, he's got length. That looks pretty good from here, though.
Bottom for Zegarowski. It's a 3.
You know, when this game began, Ian, it was a quick burst by Gonzaga. They had the confidence, and now all of a sudden these blue shirts out there are starting to chip away a little bit.
Contact. Watson had it blocked, and a foul on the inside. McDermott wants a tie-up. I think one official may have leaned towards tie-up.
Yeah, here's that shot. Zegarowski, he just comes right into it with a nice flow. Good rotation on the shot, confidence. And there's Greg McDermott looking that one over. He had the angle from behind. He thought his first guy walled up pretty well. Might have been the second guy who came in with the hands kind of slicing across, and that's what the officials will look for, Ian. They'll give the defender the wall up, which means going straight up in a vertical manner, but if the next guy comes in and his hands are low, then there's some trouble. So watch. Straight up is fine.
Yep.
See the second guy in?
It's Bishop.
Yep, Bishop with the swing. You better get all ball if you're going to swing on that.
1 out of 2 for Watson, who shoots it at 69%. 28-25 Gonzaga. Creighton is the 5 seed in the West. First round win over Cal Santa Barbara.
2 turnovers so far for Creighton. Don't want to jinx them, but there's only 2 turnovers.
Zegarowski. That one died at the rim, and Nembhard comes away with it.
Look at the balance, though. 3 or 4 guys back in a hurry because they know where the shot's going when Zegarowski goes.
Nembhard, ball fake, and the Gator of old is still crafty on the West Coast.
He sure is. I mean, he is a big factor for this team. His size at the guard position defensively, up, shoulder down, goes the other way.
Offensive foul on Christian Bishop, turnover Creighton.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to drop that shoulder and force the action.
And that's number 2 on Bishop.
Watch, does he make the contact? He surely does. Even if you're moving defensively, you can have yourself positioned well, but who creates the defense, the contact? And here's a little delay. Talk about experience, little fake out, turn around jumper, and a little bit of a floater to add to it.
Jalen Suggs back in. Aaron Cook is in. Nembhard, short. Show your love for your favorite NCAA team with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to ncaa.com/shop.
Cook comes up off the bench, Ian, too. It's nice to have another guy who can come off the bench in his career, has over 300 assists, so they really have terrific guard play when you stack those 3 guys up.
He transferred from Southern Illinois, 2-year starter for the Salukis. Mahoney, pull-up pop, Too strong. He overcooked it.
Nothing on the offensive glass by design for Creighton. They do not want to let Gonzaga get up and down and score the easy buckets in transition where they get about 22% of their points from.
They'll run it through Suggs. Always under control. Shows it. Jumper is good. Creighton got lost in the sauce.
Boy, had everybody leaning towards us over here on the sidelines.
Jalen Suggs has a presence about him. Everything is being done at his speed. Mitchell, quick shot, doesn't go, and Suggs has got the rebound.
And he was a factor defensively, a little double dribble.
So a turnover. Suggs is trying to plead his case.
So is Mark Few. You don't win many of those.
I think their point was that the ball may have been tipped or grazed. But it was grazed by his own man.
Yep. Question becomes too, well, there he stops. You see how he brought his hand underneath it too? Then that's a possession right there. It doesn't get called too often in the college game, in most games anymore, with the underhand dribble with the palming in the old days.
Mahoney missed it with the left hand. Long rebound on the deck. Kalkbrenner trying to save it. The dive by Mahoney.
Timeout too. Beautiful play by Kalkbrenner to keep it alive. I didn't think he was going to have a chance of getting that. But does this mean much this game? Well, let's take a look. You tell me. Go get it.
Gonzaga shooting 67% from the field. They lead at 32-25. Now AT&T 5G takes us above the rim for one of the best plays of the day, Chip.
Yeah, and the reason when you take a look at it, the way they go inside out first and then they put the ball on the floor to shoot and find their shooters on the perimeter. We started the broadcast by talking about the balance of both of these teams. And Gonzaga doing it a great job, and Zegarowski getting a little breather. They'll have him back on the floor relatively soon, I would think.
Creighton has gone 2.5 minutes without a point. They've missed their last 4 shots.
Something towards the basket makes sense whenever you're struggling.
Trail by 7. Mahoney short on a 3.
Yeah, you see too much of that, I think, when you're struggling against a good team. I know that's a shot they can make. I know that's a shot they want to take in their offense, but I would tilt that towards driving to the basket, get to that free throw line a little. This team is way too good. Good hands.
Timmy had it knocked away. Suggs peeks to the clock with 10 to shoot. Suggs lets it fly. That rebound snagged by Jefferson. Jefferson picked up by Kispert.
Really looking for him shooting.
Jefferson, rainbow jumper doesn't go from the corner. Cook pushing tempo. And nobody home. He was looking to hit Timmy.
There's that pick and roll action.
Diagonal. Whoa. Air ball from Cook. Rebound dug out. Mitchell with a head of steam.
Good decision there. Suggs cut him off. Well defended in the open floor there in transition.
Creighton has missed 6 straight shots.
I see Zegarowski getting ready to check in. They just can't do anything in terms of penetration and getting good looks.
Mitchell puts it on the deck. Shot clock is down to 6. Mahoney gives it up. All fake. Balak. Too strong. Rebound. Kalkbrenner. Mitchell is not looking to shoot. So the upperclassman will handle it.
And that's why you have Kispert on him too.
Drop it inside. Jefferson.
Go up and over him.
Recovery. Mitchell. Jefferson. Floater bounces around. Kalkbrenner can't finish. And knocked out of there. Ayayi has it for Gonzaga.
2 opportunities right there for Creighton.
Timmy, offensive foul. It's going the other way. Kalkbrenner takes the hit.
Nice little decision there defensively. And here it's a telegraph drive, if you will, from the top of the key. You see the big guy coming at you who's 6'10". You just sit back and wait that one out. Well defended. And here's the opportunity down low, jumping over people, Jefferson. And here's the easy one. And you notice how Kalkbrenner just was sliding back just a little bit. The shoulders were going away from the basket. That's going to cause you to miss that shot instead of powering it back. He lost his balance and cost him 2 points.
Zegarowski back in. Alex O'Connell will see his first action for Creighton. They've now missed 9 in a row.
There's that high screen. They like to run this. It'll jump out. Take your time and make sure you get an open shot.
Find the open man. Kalkbrenner with the flush.
Beautifully done. And you can't do it any better than that. Remember before we showed Zegarowski's patience with the basketball? Exactly what he did perfectly just then to allow the play to develop for the easy bucket underneath.
St. Louis, Missouri native, Kalkbrenner in the box score. Roll to the rim. Towards the inside is Drew Timme for two.
And that was going to be a mismatch anyway with Timme on Zegarowski, so they get what they deserve on that offensive possession.
34-27 Gonzaga.
Nice pass to the post. Do something with it fast. Oh, kicking it out.
O'Connell, the floater short. Ayayi's got the board.
Kalkbrenner, I think, has to go with that one. You work so hard to get it in there.
Find the open man. Nembhard. Ayayi got a piece of that rebound, but O'Connell clears.
Good work by O'Connell, too. If you can't grab it, tip it to a spot where you know you can get to before your guy who you're blocking out.
Off the turn.
There you go. Go with it fast now.
Kalkbrenner, left hand, he missed it.
Just got to make it. Everything's perfect there except the finishes. Going away from the basket.
Suggs takes the opening, accelerates for two on the foul.
Suggs is just absolutely fantastic at running the show on transition. They're so good. Now watch, all of a sudden, little slip just then. I'm not so sure it was by any fake or whatever. Jefferson just kind of lost his footing. And I'll tell you, give this guy one bit of an advantage, and he will take advantage of it and really score on you.
Yeah, it's been well chronicled, his football exploits in high school as well, a dual threat quarterback. He loved football. He had to make a choice. He had many offers to play legitimate high-level Division I football, and then finally said, basketball is my sport. But you can just feel it in how he carries himself.
Yeah, what did Mark Hughes say about those types of players? I love multi-player, multi-sport players, especially the football guys who are really aggressive.
Zegarowski fakes out the big.
Nice recovery on the perimeter a couple of times just then.
Good play by Watson defensively to knock it out of bounds. Creighton will retain possession with 3:52 remaining in this first half. Gonzaga perfect on the season, trying to keep it that way against Creighton in the Sweet 16. Gonzaga up by 10 on Creighton, 18 points in the paint so far for the Bulldogs. We mentioned the background for Suggs. 2019 Minnesota Mr. Football, played for SMB Wolfpack, team consisting of players from 3 different schools. Suggs actually attended Minnehaha Academy in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's just fun to say Minnehaha.
I'm sorry, where?
Minnehaha. Led his team to a Class 4A state championship as a junior.
Better than Mini LOL.
And a 5-second call after the timeout. Zegarowski could not trigger in.
Yeah, and if I'm Greg McDermott in that last timeout, Ian, you know, the shooting numbers from 3 are not great, right? They're 3 of 10. This is a team that shoots it at 37%. I would emphasize that, but I'd also emphasize some of the drives and floaters.
Suggs hangs, rebound snatched by Watson. He's fouled on the interior. So a couple of free throws here for Anton Watson. Coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 continues tonight on ESPN. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Now let's check in with Jamie.
Yeah, Suggs a force on the football field and on the basketball court, but perhaps no match for one of his closest friends from back in Minnesota. That is the women's star, I mean, really just a basketball star, Paige Beckers, of course, the freshman at UConn. Now they're playing tomorrow night as the 1 seed against Baylor in the women's NCAA tournament. But these two have been close since middle school basketball, oftentimes playing one-on-one. People in their crowd have often said they're the similar type of competitive player, but just a sweet friendship when you consider how good these two are.
And we should mention that anytime a Minnesota story comes up, Jamie says, yeah, that's mine. I got that one.
Wants to bring the twins into play somehow.
She's proud. Open jam for Bishop. Ball movement leads to a bucket for Creighton.
All right, to my point a second ago, take the 3 if you have it, if you're Creighton. That's what you can really stroke, but make sure you're testing the waters underneath and going towards the basket.
Extended time here for Watson. Back in off the double. Ball movement. Ayahi has shot it well. Kick.
Good reaction.
Nembhard post up.
Remember, he's got size.
And he's got the deuce over Zegarowski.
Yeah, the size of 6'5" or so, but also when you spread yourself and float away from the basket, that spacing adds another inch or two that the defender has to try to get to.
He is 5 of 7 from the field. Balak gives it up. Bishop missed it on a bank. Foul called on the floor. And Gonzaga reacts.
You watch Bishop right now. He goes to the floor, but does he stay on the floor? Absolutely not. He finds time to get up. And a nice little finish there. No one defending him because he's sitting on the floor for a second.
Drew Timme back in. He will replace Watson. This Creighton team has won 22 straight games when they hold their opponent to under 70 points. Good luck doing that against Gonzaga, the highest scoring team in the country at 92.1 points per game. 2.5 remaining first half.
Mismatch out front again.
Zegarowski, small against big, small wins.
I'll tell you what, the reason the small wins on that is that he takes quite a few of his shots off the dribble. He was setting him up from as soon as he got that ball back. Good decision there by Creighton to recognize that mismatch out front.
13 for Zegarowski. Isolation, too easy for Timme.
Well, when you talk about Bishop trying to contend, and he's a hard-nosed guy, but that first and second body bump and the bounce right underneath his own basket, that's an easy one for Timme.
Balak. Jefferson actually vacated the area. The ball was heading in his direction.
They're so conscious of not allowing the transition. That's why they're not getting anything on the offensive glass.
Early touch. Timme. They can't handle the handlebar. Drew Timme.
Careful.
Out of bounds. Coming up, AT&T at the half. First half analysis. All the latest NCAA tournament news. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. The handlebar is morphing into a goatee. Just giving you an update on the
good work
facial hair stylings of Drew Timme. He's very talented on a number of levels. Basketball and growing a mustache/beard.
When you go to get your hair cut, do you voice opinions in the barbershop too?
I haven't been to a barbershop since I was 7.
Why not? Oh, baby.
I don't have senatorial hair like you. Rebound foot 4, and Mahoney saves. Shot clock is down to 3. Does he know it? Mahoney bumping bodies, fades, and connects.
He heard you, and he looked down the other side of the floor too to cheat a peek. That's why that clock's down there for your use.
Oh, little foul called on Timme, setting up against Kalkbrenner.
Well, one of the things you have to be careful with about Gonzaga, too, is like in the last 3 or 4 minutes of a half, they can put a blitz on you. So right now, you look up and you say, okay, Creighton's down 10 points. So you have probably 2 possessions right now. As we take a look down low, you're probably going to see some arms. You see that left arm over here? Right there, he's got him wrapped. He probably has him wrapped with both arms. Easy call from the official's perspective. But now, as I mentioned, you have 2 possessions right now, basically, the way it'll play out. If you can score twice, even if you give up 1, you chop into this 10-point lead. Let's see how they execute here in the half court.
Creighton shooting it at 42%. They trail Gonzaga by 10. Zegarowski lines it up. Rims out.
How did that miss?
Around the world and off.
Just a touch of a spin hits the right side, causes it to spin sometimes like a curveball in baseball.
Ayahi gives up his dribble. Kispert has been quiet. Ayahi. Step back 3. No.
And now you take the last shot. There you go. Put the brakes on.
Jefferson hands to Zegarowski. Gonzaga is shooting it at 61%. They shot it at 49% in that victory over Oklahoma in the second round. That was their lowest shooting percentage of the season.
Unbelievable. Let's see who's going to set the high screen.
7 seconds.
Time to go.
Zegarowski against subs. Switch. 3 seconds. 2. Zegarowski waits. Fires. It's off at the horn. Good defense there by Kispert and company. And the Bulldogs hit the break with a 43-33 lead on Creighton here in the Sweet 16. Gonzaga 28-0. 22 straight trips to the tournament, the third longest active streak behind Kansas and Michigan. Timmy goes for 12, Nembhard with 12, and Gonzaga up double figures on the Blue Jays as we send it over to Jamie.
Hey, Coach, you've kept every score for Creighton except for Zegarowski in single digits. Is that a good thing in terms of a something's got to give mentality?
Well, listen, he's really, really, really good. And once you see him live, you realize what an exceptional player he is. So we need to do a better job on him, especially on the three line. We need to get the ball moving better on the offensive end. We're just kind of settling a little bit right now.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Yep.
All right, Jamie, Coach, end of the first half, 43-33. Gonzaga leads it. We'll send it to AT&T at the half. After these messages, you're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. We are moments away from the start of the second half. Let's check out the first half stats presented by Pizza Hut. 43-33 Gonzaga. They shoot 61% from the field. Ian Eagle, Jim Spinarkle, Jamie Erdahl. Gonzaga, this is a well-oiled machine. It's going to take a Herculean effort for a team to knock off this squad.
It sure will, and Creighton has to be very careful. We've spoken all throughout the broadcast in the game about how explosive Gonzaga is, and they just have to make sure that they don't go on a transition type run out for easy layups. But here you look at the way they attack. It's generally inside, outside. They're at a comfort level. When I watch them play, I never seem to sense that they're really nervous. They're forcing things. They just have a way of themselves and just playing very, very comfortable basketball.
And let's send it over to Jamie.
And that Herculean effort better be in the first 4 minutes. If you ask Greg McDermott, he said a lot will be decided before this first media timeout. I asked him where the spark needs to come offensively. He said you got to look at the three seniors, Jefferson, Baylock, and Mahoney. They have to pick up. They had 12 combined in the first half.
All right, Jamie, Bulldogs with the basketball to open up this second half. Winner advances to the Elite Eight in the West region. Suggs, kick, Ayayi, in and out, rebounded by Timmy. Reload here for Gonzaga. The hard cut, Nembhard with the finish.
Jamie, I agree 100% with you. This first 4 minutes here. Gonzaga will come out, they'll try to throw a haymaker. At some point, they'll try to go up and down with some transition. So important for Creighton not to turn the basketball over, which they did not in that first half, but make sure they work the clock and get something out of it.
All 5 starters average double figures for Creighton, but it's been mostly Zegarowski. Air ball to open up. That ball was tipped by Gonzaga. So Creighton will retain.
And watch, this is going to be a little cut to the basket right there. Real simple backdoor basketball. Suggs reading the play. But once again, they don't really, to my eye, they really don't do a whole lot of fancy stuff out there. The way they come out and play, they're like all business.
Get it in, Zegarowski, shot clock at 4. Zegarowski makes the move, tried to shield and missed it with the offhand.
Well defended again.
Ayayi is a long defender. He's 6'5", 180 pounds from Bordeaux, France.
You know they're going to try to get this guy up, Kispert. You knew they were going to try to run his number at least once. Mark Few knows that Creighton will try to hang with this team as long as they can, but Kispert has to get off. That's only his second shot. Nice look.
And the backdoor cut. Finish from Mahoney. Kispert has just 2 field goal attempts. He's made them both. West Coast Conference Player of the Year. And it's going the other way. As Nembhard made his move, Kispert was in the area.
And once again, here's that constant movement, 34 around the corner. That's a beautiful dish, too, by Bishop. Around the guy, defending him on his right side, almost like a little bit of a spin pass to him.
Creighton finished second in the Big East this season behind Villanova. Wildcats got knocked out last night in the Sweet 16 after controlling action for a stretch against Baylor.
And you notice what Baylor and Arkansas did, they turned themselves into a driving defensive team as they were going right to the basket just like that.
And Mahoney, he draws the foul.
I thought it was pretty clear with Baylor and Arkansas last night, struggling from the outside, both of them. And then they said, okay, it's going to be defense first, but everything was going towards the basket. I think that's one of the things that Creighton has to do for their adjustments here in the second half.
Mahoney shoots it at 75%. Craig McDermott said, look, we've asked him to do a lot. There was a stretch where Mahoney had to guard opposing power forwards at 6'5", 220. He transferred from Southeast Missouri State, where he was a big-time scorer. He averaged 19 points per game. And they just used him in a number of different roles. Nembhard, drive, kick. Suggs doesn't take the three. Timmy on a handoff for Kispert.
Good work defensively, just tracking him as best you can. Jefferson out front.
This is the best passing team in college basketball.
And Mark Few says they love to pass. That's why they pass the ball well. They all love to pass it.
Oh, off the hezzy. Suggs can't finish. Mahoney.
Good pull up.
But it's off. Rebound knocked around, and Nembhard secures.
Mahoney's really struggled with his shot, though, in the last 12 games or so. It's showing right now.
Ayayi. Rebound. Grab. But Kispert can't finish on the inside.
I thought he was going to try to shoot that on the way down after the offensive rebound, but he elected not to.
Creighton is down by 12 early stages, second half.
They just had to make sure they attacked the glass.
Bishop tried to drive in on Timmy. He'll try it again, runs into a wall, turns, can't finish.
Well, they've had a number of chances in the first half and the second half already, about a total of 6 of layups that they didn't put in.
Nembhard,
Watch out.
For the hammer jam. Timmy takes it to the 10.
Mustache looked okay there.
14 points on 7 of 9 from the field. Ball movement. Jumper doesn't go for Jefferson. Good effort just to get over there, but he touched it last out of bounds, and Creighton continues to come up empty.
Suggs going after this. You're absolutely right. When he missed that shot, he went a long way to go try to get it.
Now we'll get a change here as Kalkbrenner has been effective. The freshman replaces the junior Christian Bishop.
Nice pass.
Kalkbrenner got a piece of it.
Yeah, good recovery, wasn't it?
Creates a turnover, lead feed. Mahoney, that ball bounced off of Kispert's
foot. Yep.
So Creighton will have it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Get nonstop March Madness news, picks, and highlights from every game on CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 Sports News Network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today.
Get going, Ian, with one shot to get him going.
Knocked out of the hands of Balak. Senior from Eudora, Kansas. Won a state title with his brother Andrew.
He's 1 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 4 from the 3. He just cannot get on track.
Comes from an athletic family, basketball and track. Kansas High School Player of the Year as a senior. Jump shot. Zagorowski, no. He was looking for a call.
And here they come.
Nembhard cut off by Bella. This is shooting practice. Ayayi, no. Crashing the boards. It's Kispert. The headband gets it done on the inside.
And Kispert is making it happen without them even calling his number on the glass.
The lead has ballooned to 16 and right through the wickets of Kalkbrenner.
This timeout could not come at a better time for Greg McDermott and Creighton. Here they go to work. Little set shot, and Kispert does his job on the offensive glass and finishes it off. Good work.
Pivotal time here. Gonzaga is trying to lay out the sledgehammer on Creighton. They've got a 51-35 lead with just over 4 minutes gone by in the second half.
Look at the feature, Timmy in the post.
Kick. Ayayi, short. Got off to the hot start from three-point territory, but he's cooled off.
You know, with Creighton, about 44% of their shots come from the three-point line. Today, only about a third of their shots. And that's why I think they have to continue to milk it inside as best they can.
Jefferson, well-earned bucket over Kispert.
Because Gonzaga's running them off the three-point line and defending that well. So that means it's time to put it on the floor or post it up a bit.
Mentioned #1 scoring team in the country. Also #1 margin of victory, 23.5 points per game. That's the differential. So smooth, Timmy.
Well, the last 25 games this team has won, they've won by more than 10 points in each of them. So And they don't want to win a close game. They want to come out and get you.
They've had only one single-digit win.
Exactly.
Game against West Virginia. One. They're 28-0. Kick it out. Zagorowski, pull up, book it.
Well, he's pretty on the pull up, isn't he? He has really mastered that. Not only going to his right, recognize it, but going to his left also.
Turning the corner, Suggs, circles. Timmy, out of the post. Suggs lost it.
There you go.
And
Watch out.
handle, Jefferson. Suggs somehow comes away with it. Knocked away, Jefferson. And he saves.
Wouldn't you want Jefferson on any team you had, huh?
Suggs slow to get up. 5-on-4. Mahoney a three. Rimming, no. Rebounded by Timmy.
Good shot, though, coming down the floor. Watch him in the open floor.
Nembhard tried to turn the corner. Foul is called on Jefferson.
So many opportunities to go after this. Good job first. Ooh. He's down there. Now watch him get back up and get back into the middle of this. Just really into the play. And then he gets the strip. Goes back down on the floor.
Looked like Suggs took a shot to the back of his head. Suggs remains in there.
There's the setup.
Kispert, picture perfect. What are you doing, Mike Breen now?
Oh, yeah. Get Breener into it.
Corey Kispert with a three. I just want everyone to know, Jimmy used the call bang. I didn't steal it from Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
It's a compliment.
It's true.
Bishop, give it up. Ballot. Nice shot. Offensive foul on Bishop.
Yeah, Timmy's not blocking many shots, but what he does so very well is he makes good decisions defensively also. And you see, here he is there, and to watch him step across. See, I know that's a good call from the officials, but that's like one of my pet peeves. How can you expect a guy who's putting his plant foot down to jump to stop his offensive motion? I think that's one type of play the rules committee has to look at, because I think it's a disadvantage a lot of times. And I know by rule that's a good call, but I would change that rule just a little bit if I could.
The bounce, Timmy, 3 fouls on Bishop. Hawkburner in defensively.
Yeah, they don't panic on their offense. He could have panicked there and just tossed that ball away.
Suggs using the screen. There's the roll. And a travel. Well, Gonzaga, the shooting numbers are through the roof. Scoring numbers. You name it. Just pick out an offensive stat.
This is big right here.
Ballock cans a triple.
Gives them a little breathing room there to see, okay, our shooter can shoot. Now it makes an adjustment if they can get a couple of stops for Creighton offensively.
Wraparound pass is intercepted.
He's going to go 1-on-2. That's a perfect pass there to get him involved.
Ballock, swing. Ball fake, Jefferson, double team comes. Baseline delivery, no good. Rebounded by Ayayi. Nembhard transferred. It was like an embarrassment of riches for Gonzaga. They already felt like they had an excellent team. And Mark Few was concerned it might bruise some egos based on playing time. Offensive foul, Timmy. He actually went to the players, asked them individually, hey, are you comfortable with this if Nembhard is eligible to play? And he said to a man, everybody turned to him and said, are you kidding me, coach? We could win a national championship. So instead of thinking of it from a personal viewpoint, how does that affect me, my playing time, it was about the team concept. Jamie has more.
Well, Creighton fans better get used to hearing the last name Nembhard, but not in a nightmarish way. It's because his little brother Ryan has committed to play at Creighton. He's at Montford Academy right now. He's still playing in his season, so he's not at the game. The parents are, but Andrew did convince me that Ryan, for now, is cheering for Gonzaga.
All right, Jamie, Ballock gets a piece of that. He had a 3-ball go in and out, and it's been that kind of day for Creighton.
Yeah, it sure has been. Just not finding the range for Greg McDermott's team. 4 of 18 from the floor, 3-point shots. But they've had some good looks. Oh, an easy one here, Ian.
Too easy. Ayayi.
Mark Few's teams, out-of-bounds plays, and also after timeouts are exceptional. And that's a good sign for a very good team.
Ballock drives in. Can't get it to drop. Rebound ripped down by Suggs.
Just the strength of Suggs there taking over.
Suggs shovels inside. And he throws his teammate open. Watson. I'm not sure he was open.
Yeah, he fouled him, though. He squeezed that ball in there. You're absolutely right. But here comes a blitz, so they have to be careful.
Zagorowski straight away.
And off they go. Watch them spread the floor right now and run it.
Largest lead for Gonzaga. They can add to it. On the attack, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, you got a timeout. You got to talk this one through because this is getting out of control right here with the Gonzaga just showing confidence. This is exactly what they look to do. The last two possessions, they look to push, they look to get down the middle of the floor, and then they make sure they're running it. And they've just increased this lead to 20.
Next up here on CBS, the team's arriving. That is number 4 seed Florida State. They'll meet top seed Michigan in the East. Tip time, 5 o'clock here on CBS. Back to Hinkle, Ian, Jim, Jamie.
All right, Greg, thanks very much. We'll have UCLA, Alabama later tonight on TBS. And then those winners will meet in the Elite Eight. You got the Big Ten and the ACC going head-to-head. And then the Pac-12 and the SEC.
I can tell you one thing, Leonard Hamilton isn't looking at the 4 in front of their name or the 1 in front of Michigan's. They're deep, they're long, and they're going to come compete, as will Michigan.
It is a 20-point cushion now for Gonzaga. We will hit the 11-minute mark of this second half. Nemhard is battling down low with Mahoney. Balak gives it up. Bishop banks it in.
Good pass by Balak just then, too, Ian, in the middle of the floor.
That's 8 points now for Christian Bishop. Bishop shows defensively on Nemhard. Cook lines it up and he drains a triple. Aaron Cook, a 32% shooter. Redshirt senior, extends the Gonzaga lead to 21. Two-man game with Mitchell and Bishop. Now they involve Mahoney. That's a 3. Got it.
I always find it interesting, just like the previous trip down the floor. Creighton scores, and what does Gonzaga do? They come right back and get a good shot. Very infrequently do they make a mistake after a bucket. Nice look.
What a find. Nemhard to the cutter. Watson for 2.
Yeah, going against the grain just then, too. Bringing it from right side to left. And once again, the delay. They just always know where the cutters are coming from.
And a steal by Watson. Gets it ahead. Lays it in.
Or they can blitz in a hurry.
32 straight wins for Gonzaga. Their last loss was February 22nd of 2020. Last undefeated national champion, Indiana, of course, 1976. We've had several teams that had a shot at it, entered the tournament, couldn't finish the deal. Off the miss, Bishop slapping at the ball. Foul is called on Anton Watson, who has looked very good for Gonzaga here this afternoon.
So here's the work. Nice pass with the offhand again, too. Going away. Good delivery with the left. And this is way too easy.
Well, unique circumstances this year for the Big Dance. 6 different venues were used during the first and second round. First 4 as well. Hinkle Fieldhouse being one of them. And there is a little bit of magic when you walk in this building. Jimmy, you've been around this game a long time. This is your first time here.
First time here, yeah. And I took a few minutes just to stand down by the court, where we are lower, I should say, and just look around. It's a kind of a neat building. I can only imagine. Unfortunately, we don't have packed houses here, but it would be an exciting place to play a basketball game.
You get that natural light with the windows. And you could feel it. You could feel the history. Nobody's run the picket fence, but Zagorowski gets to the bucket. 69-49. Gonzaga is cruising. They have made their last 8 shots from the field. Cook tracks it down. He's matched up with Mitchell.
Never get the sense that anybody's hunting down a shot.
Nemhard, a 3.
That's because they love to pass, as Mark Few would say, and a guy is open, he's going to get the basketball because they expect if you're open, you're going to get it back.
Near steal there by Cook. Mitchell takes it, but missed it with the left hand. That ball hit the camera up top. No damage. We can report that to powers that be. Yep, we're good. Still moving. 72-49. 22nd straight appearance in the NCAA tournament. 6 straight Sweet 16s. Lost in the championship game to UNC. That is a rare mistake from Gonzaga on the pass by Cook, which was errant. So with all of the winning that Mark Few has done, a lot of people have asked him, what about perfection? Is it something you talk about? Jimmy, you asked him the other day, and he said, no, we really don't talk about it. We don't bring it up. The players don't bring it up. We just go about our business.
But they do celebrate each win.
They do.
You know, they make it a big thing because this year has forced everybody, as we see a turnover going the other way with the dribble. But Mark Few has a great perspective on the way he's addressed this.
Few's family here in attendance. Marcy Few. That's a whole lot of victories for the Few family. His 22nd year as the head coach at Gonzaga. You know, I think back, we did the NCAA tournament in Memphis 2001. Getting to the rim is Watson. And that was the beginning of what many people thought was a surprise, this nice story from the West Coast. You look up 20-plus years later, it's now expected every year. Mahoney on a kick. Ball fake. Jefferson gives it up. Mahoney, the corner J, short.
Yeah, the other thing, too, I would think that with coaching, you lose a game, you come home, you're miserable. That household has been pretty happy for a period of time, hasn't it? Him walking in after he's won so many games in a row.
And that team, if you recall, Dan Dickow, Casey Calvary, pulled off an upset that year, if I have my years correct. 2001 in Memphis. Shove. Mahoney nails it. And a flop warning has been assessed. It is against Watson. 7:11 to go. Second half from Indy. Game summary, it is all Gonzaga, the #1 seed in the West, up big, shooting 63% from the field and dominating the paint once again.
Well, he's coming off a big number, 30 versus Oklahoma, but they really understand the set plays, the timing of them, the spacing of the floor. The shooters, you don't see anybody else except for 2 guys right there because the shooters are around the perimeter. And when you look at the numbers he's put up, 8 for 10 in this one right here, his last time out, 9 for 12. I don't even want to do that math.
And I don't want to say that it's effortless, but it just feels like everything is in the flow of the offense. Timmy, tough angle, he gets it to go, and the foul. His parents, Megan and Matt, in attendance here at Hinkle. Matt played at SMU, and what a season it has been for this Gonzaga team and extended family.
The masks don't show the smiles, that's for sure. What a successful pump ball fake here. And gets it to squeeze in for him. Everything's going right for him. He's just finding the basket. And one of the things about him, too, Ian, is that, you know, they do make it look easy, to your point, and you're correct there. But the reason they make it easy is he knows how to cut and slash and dive to the basket. He really has figured that out as a youngster, really, when you think about it, a sophomore.
Bank shot doesn't go for Kalkbrenner, and Mark Few made the point that a lot of Timmy's work is done before he even gets the ball.
Exactly. He's reading the play. You watch him very infrequently. Does he get something thrown at him that he doesn't catch or at least stop?
Timmy against Kalkbrenner.
He can even hit this little 15-footer if he wants to.
Hands it off. Kispert on the move. Pull up is short. Long rebound. Jefferson. We approach 6 minutes to play in the second half. Gonzaga with a huge lead. Look out. Zegarowski absorbed the contact from Ayayi. And free throws coming now for Marcus Zegarowski. Well, we mentioned Indiana, last team to actually complete the perfect season. Rutgers that same year entered the tournament undefeated, lost in the Final Four. Indiana State with Larry Bird, 79. UNLV, that great team, lost in the Final Four. You throw Wichita State in there, Kentucky. Others have tried, but nobody has matched the Hoosiers from 1976. So Gonzaga has put up 77 points, Jim. That is more than any of the 8 teams yesterday scored in the entire game. We still have 6 minutes left in this one.
And they're doing it also, you know, when you think about the way they're playing with they have 14 turnovers, which is something that they usually average 12. So they've had turnovers. And quite candidly, that's why it probably could have been a couple more points in the disparity.
Timmy doesn't get the roll. He's sprawled out. Appears to be okay. Up on his feet. No look.
Nice work. He's going to get a dunk here, though.
He is. Timmy with a two-handed jam. And the kiss.
Sometimes it benefits you, Ian, when you fall down at the offensive end of the floor. Save yourself a trip to the defense, and somebody's alert, like everybody on this team is, they'll find you for that easy one.
It is mustache madness with Drew Timmy. The celebrations blocked by Kispert.
They just don't let up.
Suggs finds Kispert off the rim.
Every shot he takes, though, looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
Really, that's a spot up on the transition.
It's got excellent mechanics. Zagorowski lob it up.
Good hands.
Knocked away by Kispert. Those plays were working in the previous 2 rounds to Bishop. Timmy is fouled by Jefferson.
So Timmy has been a big-time factor here. He goes through the middle of 2 guys. He falls to the floor. Creighton brings it down the other end, and he's the beneficiary of this. Here we go, Ian. This is for you there. That little mustache move.
Really? That was specifically for me, for Timmy. Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, there was a little concern that Timmy's mother was going to decide that he doesn't need the facial hair anymore. She really doesn't like it, but his teammates went to bat for him and said, no, 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 you're averaging way too many points in this tournament to get rid of the facial hair. But Mom did say that as long as this stretch keeps going, she's going to wear those awesome earrings that has his face on them, if you didn't notice that. Those things are a thing of beauty.
Nice.
I'm going to say those are custom made. I don't believe those are being mass produced at this stage. But if you want to look online, maybe you'll find it.
Could be a small business opportunity.
The bucket for Sharif Mitchell.
Yeah, if you're superstitious, I think I'd wear the earrings and I'd leave that mustache alone right now.
You did not have the mustache until you got to the NBA. You were incapable of growing the mustache at the collegiate level.
I have a picture of it in my wallet, though.
I know you do.
That out.
I know you like to show it all the time. Well, the guys in the studio, like that's a look he could just carry on a daily basis. 80-55, Gonzaga, just over 4 minutes to play. The #1 seed will advance comfortably into the Elite 8 of the West region. Emhart gives up his dribble. Shot clock is down to 2. That's a bomb for Suggs. And it's rebounded by Zagorowski. Creighton has played well against top 25 teams. Nice move along the baseline by Bishop, but this is a different level going against Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that we've spoken a little bit. You have to throw an A+ game at them and hope they show up with maybe a B, or even a B+ gives you a shot. If they're on their A game, which I don't think they're really on right now, they haven't played as well as they are capable of playing today. And that's a tough thing to say when you look at the scoreboard. I realize that, but with the turnovers they've had, they have made some mistakes.
Bishop, drop step, creates space. Christian Bishop has certainly made a name for himself in this NCAA tournament. He's got 12 points.
6 of 9 from the floor.
Well, the problem is they have not been able to complete that Bishop exchange that they had through the first 2 rounds on the alley-oop lobs. Gonzaga doing what Gonzaga does. 80-59. Bulldogs. Right now, let's take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance.
And when a team is so successful, when you think about Gonzaga 50 points in the paint, they're a tough out. There's no question about that. We've been saying that all year long, but the efficiency and effectiveness of their offense. And, you know, the defense is still pretty good also, but it's overshadowed by the power that they have, the offensive end of the floor.
Changes here for Creighton as Epperson is in. So is Antoine Jones and Alex O'Connell and Jet Canfield. Tonight on 60 Minutes, what can some of the world's most advanced robots do? See for yourself. Plus, the sports reporter who has gone from covering Jordan and Ali to girls high school basketball. That's tonight on CBS. 80-59 Gonzaga, final 2:37 here at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Watson works underneath. Offensively, it's Epperson. Jump shot goes. Kisser with that quick release.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them take him out after a jump shot like that goes down, just to give him a little confidence on the shot. A couple of guys at the scorer's table right now. Why have him in the game?
Dominic Harris getting ready to check in. So is Cook. Sharif Mitchell. The floater is good. Under 2 minutes to play. Gonzaga looked crisp early. Creighton was struggling, then found its footing a bit, but towards the latter stages of the first half, Gonzaga started to pull away. The ball was tipped by Epperson, and then it carried over early in the second half. And now both teams will make some changes here. Umar Ballo is in for Zagorowski. 19 points. He'd really been on a hot streak offensively for this Creighton squad, but not nearly enough. Mahoney with 13, Bishop with 12. Balanced scoring for the Bulldogs. Good look from Alex O'Connell.
You know, one of the things too about Gonzaga too, when you think about it, Ian, is the fact that he never really seemed to take a possession off. So even when you're trying to chip into a lead, they just continually execute. And I always think when you watch the guys who are the subs right now, and it's good to see them get in the game and give them an opportunity, but look at the way they're passing the basketball. A little bit of a fumble right there. Maybe not the high octane that the starters have, but what happens there is they all execute the same style of Mark Few's strategies.
Osmani in. And now Greg McDermott will bring in all the subs, sharing a moment with Jacob Epperson. Dominic Harris in for the Bulldogs. And the final 56 seconds. Gonzaga up by 20 on Creighton. Canfield gives it up. Devin Davis in the game. Shot clock at 9. Osmani had it blocked on the outside. Ben Gregg. Rebounded there by Antoine Jones. Into the big bodies, and he's fouled. Ballo was waiting for him underneath. The wide body from Mali. 7'6" wingspan.
Yeah, but all these guys will remember, the guys on the floor right now, they'll remember that they had an opportunity to play an NCAA tournament. Get a minute or two.
So Creighton season will come to an end at 22-9. Got to the Sweet 16 representing the Big East, but just ran into a buzzsaw. Gonzaga continues to roll. Final seconds here at Hinkle Fieldhouse. It is another step towards perfection for top-seeded Gonzaga. On to the Elite Eight. They dominate Creighton 83-65. The Bulldogs advance. They're trying to make history, and they keep checking the boxes, Jim.
They really do. So well balanced. It's just an amazing cast of characters they have out there. Mark Few has just really put together some successful program, and you watch these guys play, and Who knows? USC Oregon, the winner of that one, gets the challenge.
Gonzaga is locked in. 83-65 victory over Creighton in the Sweet 16. More to come from Indianapolis.